Hey everyone, Tony D here with a hot take, and this one kind of breaks my heart a little bit. I'm kind of a fan of Dwayne the Rock Johnson, although with his movies, I like a few of them. But as a celebrity, I feel that he generally was doing pretty good. Although I don't know why, but Hollywood just decided this guy was going to be famous no matter what. and, I think it has a lot to do with his physique. And, he's got a lot going for him in a casting sense, right? Because he's muscular, he's got a great voice, he looks good. He's a guy you want to cast in things. I can understand why Hollywood keeps casting him and stuff, even though a lot of it goes down the tubes. But, I keep telling you, Hollywoke, don't get involved in politics. And here's what happened.
Nice. Hey, DJ.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, guys. I got to tell you, well, it is so good seeing you guys. Senator Harris, it's a pleasure to finally see you and finally meet you.
Kamala Harris can't stop smiling. I mean, it to me, this just seems like a very fake smile. But this whole video is just, it's painful to watch.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to see you. I'm a huge fan of everything from Fast and Furious, all of them, to Jumanji. So thank you for your work.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you.
And you see, The Rock is sitting here. Looks like he's got football helmets. Are those real football helmets, or are those like fake football helmets from like the TV show Ballers that he was on? It's Ballers, right? I mean, he's been in so many things. I think The Rock is probably angling for the Arnold Schwarzenegger maneuver. First he'll become governor of California, but unlike Arnold, he can run for president too. So it's sad to me that he's backing these two. I think he's going to come to regret this big time. And he, like a lot of celebrities, I think he's not really in touch with what's really going on. He thinks, CNN and MSNBC and all the mainstream media, I mean, they're pretty reliable, right? Yeah. They're saying Biden's going to win and Harris is going to win and Trump's a terrible person. So, yeah, I got to go along with that, right? And, from a celebrity standpoint, from your brand, that makes a lot of sense if it's true.
Thank you for your work. Let me start off by saying, guys, I've been a lucky guy over the years in my life and my career to have been part of and participated in some real defining moments. And I have never...
What defining moments? I mean, you mean in TV and movies?
Publicly endorsed a presidential candidate or a vice presidential candidate.
And you probably shouldn't do it.
In my life, over my career. So I figured let's kick this conversation off this way by me officially publicly endorsing you both to become president and vice president of our great country.
I mean, okay. I don't know what this gets you, really, Biden. Biden looks like he's half asleep. And it looks like Harris is trying to make up for his lack of energy.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
What? Thank you. Jesus, Biden. Just say thank you. He's just an actor, dude. He's just an actor. It's fun. Well, he's not just an actor. Okay, he's a wrestler. He's a bunch of other things. But he's not like the Sultan of Brunei. He's Dwayne the Rock Johnson. So what?
Thank you. That
means a great deal. It's for real.
Why? Why would it mean a great deal for you? There's all kinds of celebrities that are in movies. That makes a great deal for what? It's because you think you're getting votes from that. I don't think a lot of people are going to, oh, The Rock's voting for him? Well, I should probably vote for him too, then, because I'm a fan of The Rock. No, I don't think so.
Really? Thank you.
You guys are both obviously experienced to lead. You've done great things. Joe.
What? Could that be more vague? Look, man, you're stepping into the political arena. It's not going to go how you imagine. You know, everybody loves you as Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and you're an actor and all the things you do. But to come out and make these generalities, man, you're gonna get roasted. You're just gonna get roasted. Why would you do this to yourself?
You've had such an incredible career. You've led, in my opinion, with great compassion and heart and drive.
When have they done that? The one on the left did the crime bill, and the one on the right threw people in jail when she claims to have been smoking pot and listening to Tupac.
But also soul. And you and I talked about that in the past and how important soul is. And Kamala, I'm going to embarrass you just for a little bit because I'm going to talk a little bit about your amazing experience. And you have been an attorney, a district attorney.
Is he reading off? Is he reading off of something on his desk? Come on, Rock. You're an actor, dude. You should be able to remember that.
Senator, smart, tough. I've seen you in those hearings.
He looks like he's reading off his desk. Maybe he's not, but it looks that way.
And in my opinion, you are a certified badass.
What? And you're honored? The guy's an actor and a wrestler. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not bashing The Rock, but I'm just saying this isn't his realm. You know, if he was here saying, wow, you're a really funny comedian, or you're a great singer, or you're a good actor, or you're a good filmmaker, or you're a great wrestler, like all those things, he has stuff to say. But in the realm of politics, is he any different than any rando on the street? I don't think so.
I'm honored and thank you for that. That's a huge compliment from you.
You're welcome. Joe, you and I have talked about the relationship that you had with your father.
What is he, their therapist?
You know, this idea of respect and earning respect that our parents have taught us. My dad always said,
Look at Joe. Look at Joe Biden. Smile, Joe. You look like I gotta get back to bed. Who is this guy again? He's Sean Connery, The Rock. Who is he? Jill. I mean, Jesus, man. You chatted with these guys. How is The Rock even involved with the Biden campaign other than to throw his fame in their direction? Sorry, Kanye's done more.
Said respect is given when it's earned. Question I have is, how will the both of you earn the respect of all the American people once you're in that White House?
Oh, okay. So they're not going to earn it before the vote, you're saying? They have to earn it once they're in. So they'll enter the White House completely not really respected, is what you're saying? They have to earn the respect of the American people and get their vote. I mean, Jesus, man. This, to me, why would you do this? Why would you do this? Are you that obsessed with getting rid of Trump? Apparently, Hollywood is just obsessed with getting rid of Trump.
Say we're going to do.
They haven't mentioned Trump yet, which I'll give them credit for that.
By leveling with the American people, by taking responsibility. When we fail, acknowledge it.
Oh, that's not going to happen. Come on. Come on. You're going to tell me you're going to acknowledge it? Yeah. All right.
We're not going to be perfect, but take responsibility. Say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I believe. And tell the truth.
Yeah, Rock agrees. Come on. Come on, man.
It sounds so basic. But the American people are strong. They're tough. They can take anything if you level with them and tell the truth. And one of the ways we're going to
tell the truth, Joe, you wouldn't be talking to The Rock if you had any policy worth a damn. If you were way ahead in the polls, as the polls actually kind of suggest, but aren't true. I mean, you wouldn't be talking to a celebrity. I mean, this is ridiculous. You're sitting down with The Rock, having a Q&A, and not news organizations, not, any news organization around the country, any local news organization would be a step up from The Rock. No offense to The Rock. I mean, he's essentially just another citizen of this country. He just happens to be rich and famous.
Going to do it is demonstrate we mean what we say. Our administration, DJ, is going to look like America.
DJ.
It's going to be representative of all of America.
Absolutely, Kamala. How do you feel? How do we earn it? How do we earn it with our own two hands?
Well, to your point, DJ.
That sounded like an edit to me. Was this thing pre-recorded and then edited together? Oof. It is awfully crisp. The answer that answer came boom, and I wouldn't expect Biden to be that on the mark, or even
trust,
Kamala.
Right, and as we know, the nature of trust is
that looked like an edit too.
Saying, and you've said it's a reciprocal relationship. You give, and you receive trust.
Yes.
And one of the foundations of trust is truth. You must speak truth, but here's the reality: truth can sometimes be really difficult to hear. And for that reason, sometimes people don't speak it. But you cannot have trust if you don't speak truth. You know that as a parent.
I guess they fired the guy who was doing the Zoom meetings before. I mean, a lot of their, although this still looks like public access to me. Still looks like public access. The social distancing, that's an issue. I mean, do you really want to see Biden's legs and dangling off his chair when he's like an old guy? I don't think we want to see this much of Biden. I think we really needed to see a podium, seeing him stand up. Of course, you probably couldn't have him stand up that long. He's an old guy. But put a desk in front of him, something.
We know that as parents. You have to speak truth. And as long as there is an understanding that it is being spoken not to confront, not to hurt, but to deal with things.
I thought Biden's the one who's running for president. It's like
I think
she won't.
That has to be.
She's doing most of the talking. What kind of presidential candidate lets the VP do all the talking?
We're facing as a country so many challenges, and people are grieving. I mean,
and there's no specifics here.
The loss of jobs, the loss of certainty, the loss of normalcy.
Where's that all come from?
To heal and
who was responsible for that, Kamala?
Honest about what healing will require.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that Joe and I really do have in common, which is we're motivated by healing, but we know to do that, we have to be honest about what it's going to take.
Is this part of the transition to get away from Biden, get more to Harris?
Honest with a scenario and people who you care about. And obviously you guys, all of us care deeply about our American people.
Our American people? That's weird.
When you mentioned the word decency, you mentioned the word respect and honesty, dealing with this, but it's
actually
also,
you mentioned that first, didn't you?
Into making progress, but through a humanity, and how important that progress is, but through humanity. And thank you for saying that.
What? You got to be kidding me, man! Come on, man. Whew. That was tough to watch. It's tough to watch. And it was so, there wasn't any specifics. There are specific things happening right now. They didn't talk about the beer virus. They didn't talk about Antifa. They didn't talk about the riots. They didn't talk about much of anything. Not that I would expect The Rock to really be able to, no offense, drill down in those issues. Although he does live in California, so maybe he could make a statement about the fires, because he's probably got a place there and is seeing the smoke. But again, this is another rich, famous person endorsing Biden. This isn't what you want, Biden campaign. This does more harm than good, because I don't think people see The Rock and go, well, Biden likes The Rock. I like The Rock. Therefore, I'm going to vote for Biden. All it's doing, in my view, is damaging The Rock's career. Because when Biden loses, there's going to be a bit of a fallout from that, and he's going to have to forget he ever did this, and these videos will go away. Mostly he'll be okay. But if Biden wins, and he's a terrible president, and then Harris gets in, and then she's terrible, oh my God. Then we're going to see the Rock video. Well, when I endorsed them, I thought they were very experienced and blah, blah, blah. And, we're going to get like a pseudo apology, I guess. Or he'll just keep trying to say no. I guess The Rock is going to run as a Democrat someday, which is a shame because I would have thought, being a rich guy, he'd probably be a little more closer to Republicans like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I think this is a dumb move politically and career-wise for The Rock. I think, if he had, maybe it wouldn't help him much to endorse Trump, but at least he'd be in the Republican Party, which is on its way up, if he has political ambitions. If he doesn't have any political ambitions, I don't know why he's doing this. Unless he's doing it as a favor to the people in the studio. I think he does have a really good relationship with the studios. They love him, so maybe he just say, well, yeah, I'll do it. What the hell? I'll say some nice things about the candidate. They're going to win anyway. I mean, it may just be as casual as that. I don't know. This is just my opinion, but celebrities, I'm telling you, stay out of politics. This can't be good.